Hey everyone, good morning, good afternoon. This is Gary Allen from Las Vegas with my partner in crime, Miss Whisper. Hi, Whisper. So, hey Kayla, how are you?
There we go. Muted.
How you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I'm all right. Let's get my speakers up so I can actually hear you. There we go.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well,
How are
hello everyone. This is my partner in crime, Miss Whisper.
Hi, buddy.
And she's going to be bugging me all day because she's a needy girl, so that's okay though. So hey everyone, thanks for joining us. Looking forward to spending some time with you today and talk to you about some good stuff that'll help your business and put more commissions in your pocket. And so let me introduce myself briefly for those that don't know me. My name is Gary Allen. I'm a realtor in Las Vegas, Nevada. Been a realtor for about 4 years, and about 3 years ago, I came across something that really changed my business and allowed me to make a lot more money and spend a lot less money doing it. And Kayla and I are going to be talking about that and how it can help you to turn strangers into friends, turn prospects into clients, and probably the most important thing is to turn clients into raving referral fans. And we both had success at doing that by using this very simple and fun and low-cost tool, which we're going to be sharing with you today. So joining me is Kayla Leiblich, who is from Fort Collins, Colorado. She's a KW agent and has been using the same system for about 7 months or so, and had raging success using it. So Kayla's going to be sharing some of her secrets on how she uses this system to go after FSBOs and expireds. I think Kayla, you focus more on expires than FSBOs.
Yes, I do.
So what I'm going to do first off is I'm going to share a couple of videos. I'm going to do something a little bit different than I've done in the past. So I'm going to share my screen, and then I'm going to show a couple of videos that will kind of start us off here. So bear with me while I get this set up. All right, so this first video is from a good friend of mine, Brian Perez. He's in South Carolina. Brian is been a realtor he's in his second full year, and he started using this system to go after FSBOs. And gosh, he'll tell you in the video the success he's had. It's a very short video, even though he says it's 60 minutes long. It's actually only 60 seconds long. So let me show you that, and we'll take it from there. Hopefully, there we go.
Hey guys, how you doing? This is Brian Perez. I am a licensed realtor in North and South Carolina. And a buddy of mine asked me, he's like, Brian, will you just take 60 minutes and just tell everyone how you're getting FSBOs, for sale by owners, using send out cards? Well, you guys, late last year, I read Jim's book, The Revolution of Real Estate Sales. In this book, he has a script step by step on how to do it, how to go after expireds and how to go after FSBOs. And I just made a commitment in November of last year to be consistent with it. I had faith in the system, and I love it. So as a result of that, last month, I closed roughly about $1.5 million in real estate transactions. This month, I'll do roughly about $1 million, and I have about $1.5 million to $2 million roughly in between there in the pipeline. And my system works, guys. So I would highly recommend you get this book, use the system. It's going to take time. It's going to take faith. It's going to take consistency, but his system works. So do it. Thank you for watching. Bye.
So the amazing thing about Mr. Brian Perez is that he's a strong family man, and he builds his real estate business around his family. So he only uses send out cards to grow his business. He takes his kids to school every day, picks them up from school every day, never misses a baseball game or an event for his family. And yet he is having huge success in real estate because he found this simple system called send out cards that Kayla and I absolutely love. So Kayla goes after expireds, Brian goes after FSBOs. Another short video I'm going to share is with a realtor who's been using send out cards for about 10 years. And when she started using send out cards, she was paying a lot of money for websites and pay-per-click and, you know, all the stuff that all the shiny objects that are out there that realtors can spend money on, and was struggling. I mean, she was doing okay, but, you know, it was a lot of work and a lot of money. And then she found send out cards. And when she found send out cards, she got rid of everything else within a couple months because she started seeing the results of using send out cards. Now, Gail's the #1 agent in her region, and she has a 98% referral rate. When she started with send out cards, she was at about 30%. She's now at 98%, and she does 50 plus transactions a year. So let me have Gail explain a little bit about how she uses send out cards to go after her sphere of influence.
Hey, Gary asked me to just share a couple words about how we use send out cards in our real estate business. And really it started back in 2007, just sending a card after a follow-up for open houses, and then perhaps when we meet new people, when we close on our transactions, creating a couple campaigns that go out over the course of the year to stay in touch. And what that's done for us in the last 10 years is built a 98% referral business, closing about 50 plus homes a year in our market by referral. And that's really a powerful way to do business, because your phone rings and you pick it up and say, how can I help you? Instead of always going out and finding leads, I'm paying for lead generation. So I encourage you to check out Send Out Cards. It's a fabulous way to grow your real estate business or any other business that you have customers and clients that you want to celebrate in a positive, effective, emotional, heartfelt way.
So Gail is rocking it. She is, you know, I love what she says is rather than her spending a lot of time and money going after clients, she goes into her office, she opens up her computer, she opens up her Send Out Cards website, she opens up Facebook, and she starts taking pictures off of Facebook and putting them on cards. Sometimes she'll add a gift, and she just sends that out and then waits for the phone to ring. And when the phone rings, she says, how can I help you? I mean, what a cool way to grow a real estate business. And she does it in a very cost-effective way. So let me go ahead and show you a couple examples of how I have used Send Out Cards. And it will take me 1 second to get there. So there's really a couple different ways that you can use Send Out Cards. You can use it to love on your network, appreciate your network. So often we spend time looking forward and never really spend time looking back. And if we just slow down and turn around and appreciate the clients and the relationships that we have, you'll find that you'll develop a little army of referral partners that love you because you love them, because you show that kindness and that appreciation. So here's a friend of mine that I sent a card to. Let's see here if that is it. Hopefully that will spin up. I put these folks into a home a couple of years ago, the newly married couple, and they had a little baby boy here, and they posted it on Facebook. So I don't know if it's going to pop up. So I'm going to go ahead and forget about that. So what ends up happening is that they posted a picture on Facebook of their newborn baby boy, and cute baby. And I take that picture off of Facebook. I put it on a card. I added a little plush baby toy, a little blue Jingles the Blue Giraffe. And I put that in, I included it with the card and sent it off to them. And so they called me a week later saying, you know, thanks a great deal. That was really cool that you did that, and very thoughtful. So we chatted for a few minutes and caught up. And about a month later, 3-4 weeks later, Becky calls me and said that they were having an office party, and she heard someone across the room talking about buying a home. And so she went up to that person and gave them my name, and then I got a referral from that. I would not have received that referral unless I had sent that card to them. So just, you know, it really comes down to what we call the law of reciprocity. The law of reciprocity states if you do nice things for people, they tend to want to do nice things for you in return. And so by sending out a heartfelt card to someone, taking a picture from Facebook, it could be their newborn baby, it could be their pet passed away, or they went on vacation or got a new car, or whatever it is, you can celebrate your network by all the ammunition that they give you on Facebook. And it works like a charm. I know Kayla has had some great results doing that as well. So Kayla, why don't you talk a little bit about Loving on Your Sphere, and then you can transition over into how you're crushing the expired market.
Okay. Yeah. So hi, everyone. I'm Kayla Lieblich. I am in the Fort Collins, Colorado market, which if anyone knows, I mean, everyone's in a pretty hot market these days, but Fort Collins is kind of out of control, and it probably will be for a while. One of the things that I started to do, because when I started in real estate, I actually only knew realtors, which sounds weird, but I had been an assistant for Coldwell Banker, or not an assistant, a receptionist for Coldwell Banker. And when I graduated from college, all of my friends had moved out of state. And when I finally moved back, they were all gone. So I was like, crap, I've only got friends who are realtors in the area. And I just got my license. And so I had to build my business from literally ground zero, like literally nothing. And so what I started to do, you start building your business, a couple things fall in your lap, you learn, you go, you look for expireds, FSBOs, whatever. But one of the things that really changed my business in the last 7 months was send out cards. And so the ways that I use it tons of different ways. You guys know this, Diana, you definitely know this. And the main thing is I started using it to work on people who already know and love me. I already sent out cards when I started this program, and I started this because I love to send cards. Like I used to, every December, I would go to Target or wherever and buy like 100 cards, Father's Day cards, Mother's Day cards, every single type of card that you can imagine. I would buy them, and then January 1st, I would sit down and I would write out every single card for every single loved one for that entire year. And it took me the entire day, every year. And so what I found with send out cards is that I could send more personalized photos or more personalized cards, like with their photos, like Gary was talking about, pulling them off of Facebook, your memories, just your phone, whatever. I could send more personalized gifts and cards to the people that I loved, not past tense, to the people that I love, faster than I ever could before. And to me, time is everything. Gary knows I've been going through a little bit of a hard time. Some of you guys do, because you're all on my Facebook, I think. Time is precious. And it's the one thing you can't get back. And June is a huge reminder for that for me. That's when my accident was 9 years ago, and that's when my sister passed away 26 years ago. And this mountain in the back is my hometown. I was actually just there. But anyways, time is precious, and it's money in our business. And so when you're able to send out, 20 cards in 10 minutes instead of 20 cards in a day, you've gained back so much time that you get to spend with your friends, your family, and then you also are sending a higher quality product to the people that you love. So when I'm sending my cards, like for example, one of the couples that I sent a card to, they were clients of mine, and they told me at our last meeting that they were celebrating their 46th wedding anniversary. Now, I don't know about you, but they don't really make cards for that. And so what I did was I logged into send out cards. I Facebook stalked the crap out of them. I pulled pictures from their wedding, from their prom, just a couple of cute things, put them into the send out card and included a gift of, they were chocolate covered pretzels. And I sent that gift to them. It arrived right on time. And the call that I got from the wife, she was crying, and I was like, shit, what did I do? I didn't know she had received it. She was crying. She was so elated. Her kids didn't even get them something for their anniversary. And so when you're really celebrating people on that level, you make a huge impact. And now this couple, when I first met them, they were an expired listing, and I had signed them. They were the highest listing I'd ever received to date, and that was $700,000. A couple days later, they actually called me and said, look, we're going to list our townhouse, and we'd like for you to do that. So I sold essentially $1 million worth of real estate to just that one family in less than 4 months. And all of those have closed now. And so what's happened, they don't live in the area anymore, but their neighbors listed their house with another company in our area. They took it off the market, and then they called me. And they might not be entirely ready to relist, but I sent them some brownies. They have my pre-listing packet. They stopped by another open house that I was holding for a similarly priced listing. Like, when you compound all of these things and you bring your efforts into their home and their private space, you really, it makes a huge difference. And so that'll be another $650,000 listing when they're ready to sell. But that's just a small example of the difference that we make when we're sending cards. And so that was just one example. I sent a congratulations on your wedding card to one of my past clients when she posted on Facebook that they got engaged or that they eloped, whatever it was. They'd been engaged for forever. And I sent that to her, and with a $25 gift card, I was like, dinner's on me, enjoy, whatever, congratulations. And she sent me a thank you card back, which is hilarious. Handwritten thank you card, and she's like, thank you so much for thinking about us. My sister is looking to buy, and I've already given her your business card. And so, like, immediately, that's the first month that I've been using this program, guys. Immediately, I had like $1.3 million worth of sales from this. We have a closing in 9 days on the 29th for another FSBO that reached out to me. They got 3 cards from me because I send out campaigns. And they said, guys, you just seem like such a genuine person. Can you come over? We're going to list our house with an agent. We're interviewing 4 people. Would you like to be one of them? Of course I would. Please let me come over. That's the whole point. And so, yeah, again, they've just become family. I've sent them gift cards for their new baby, a few other things. And at this point, they're the type of people who you just want to be around and you want to show appreciation for, because they really do care about you so much. It really builds that relationship to a level that you don't typically see when you're just doing business with someone. And so that's kind of how I've been using it for send out card for my sphere. The way that I get intentional with things, because I know, right now we're just talking about, hey, sending cards is great, but there's a way to actually do this and make it a part of your business. And so what I've done is every single day, what my goal is to log in, spend 20 minutes on Facebook, which we already do, and then send 5 cards, just 5, to every single, to 5 different people that need or have a reason to celebrate. And so that's how I love on my sphere, and show them that I'm paying attention to their lives for more than just real estate. The other thing that I've been doing is I've been following the Never Ending Referrals program that Steve Schluter teaches. And basically it's take 2 different, 2 letters of the alphabet and contact for each week and contact them. And so you go through your database, you pick A and E or whatever. Not maybe 2 letters that are so heavy, maybe A and Y. You pick your 2 letters, you make a list of all those people, and then you go through and you contact them. Well, another great way to contact them, guess what, is send out cards. So instead of maybe calling all of them, because sometimes I have a fear of the phone, we all do, I will go through, I'll pick my A's, and I'll send a 5th, because we work 5 days a week, right? I'll send a 5th of my A's and my Y's a card, just letting them know that I'm thinking of them, making sure that they know that I'm, and that happens because when you break down the alphabet, that's 26 letters. You pick 2 per week, so that would end up being 13 weeks. And so you end up touching everyone 4 times a year. Now you're sending personal cards to those people, so it's making a bigger impact because you're not sending them some marketing piece like we already do, right? You're making it more personal. You're finding a reason to congratulate them or just say hi. And so that's my system for living on my sphere is 2 letters a week and 5 cards to 5 additional cards to people per day. So usually it ends up taking about an hour to send out all of those cards. And that's not a lot of time, especially when you're doing something that makes you happy and is kind of fun. And then Gary, let's talk about the, the expireds. So guys, this is the big money for me. This is where I see an ROI of $66 for every single dollar spent. So far this year, and keep in mind, I didn't have a closing until March because my business I was rebuilding my business. For some reason, it just took a huge pause and I started rebuilding my business in November. As of March, I had my first closing. And so far this year, I've closed $100,000 worth of gross commission. And I'd say 75% of that is due to send out cards. Yeah, and that doesn't even count the closing I have in 9 days. That doesn't count the $1 million buyer that I'm showing houses to this at 2:30. It doesn't count all of these other people that I have in my pipeline. My pipeline probably has $6 million worth of business in it on its own. I have 7 listings coming soon that will go live sometime this year, hopefully. But yeah, no, and so let's go over my system. I'm gonna show you guys, I'm gonna do a screen share and show you my cards. And what I'm gonna do, I also need to update this. I know you guys have been waiting on me for a while, but I apologize for that. It's been a really hard month, 2 months really, and my goal for July is to get everything nailed down so that you guys can see exactly what the system is and you can download the cards or whatever it is you need. So anyways, if you go to my Facebook page, The Real Estate Resource, and this is what it looks like. You go to photos and you go to albums right here. You will find my FSBO and my expired systems. And so what's super cool about this is every single day, Brian said something about consistency. It is a daily grind, this whole real estate thing. And the send out cards is no different. It's just more fun. And it's not cold calling. It's a lot easier because people do call me now. I don't have to call them. But anyways, going into the system, you can see every single card that I have here that I send out. And so what it looks like, if you look in the description right here, it'll tell you what you're looking at. Oh, sorry, nope, resume. There we go. I think that's better. Okay, first card, exterior. So on the front of each card, I personalize it so that it's their personal house. The for sale sign, sold sign, we can't really use anymore, but anyways, it doesn't really matter because the important thing is that you have their house on here. And what that means is when they open that card, they go, that's my house. I might want to look at this, right? And so when they look at it, they open it. This is the interior. And it mirrors when I cold call, because I still do cold call, because when you pair everything up, that's when you get the best results because you get in front of these people 5, 6, 10 times. So when I cold call them, my script is, hi, my name is Kayla Lieblich. I'm a local realtor with Keller Williams. I saw that your market just came off of the multiple listing service, and I was just curious, how in the heck did your house not sell? Because it's one of those markets that everything sells. I don't say that part, but it is. And so when someone's house doesn't sell, they're probably just as baffled as their agent. But what's crazy is a lot of the times we're like, oh, we overpriced it. Or our agent wasn't so great, or they'll go into a full-blown rant about their agent, or they'll give me some other reason. But anyways, you'll notice that my card mirrors that language. And so it kind of builds a little tick in their brain, something they recognize. And so, hi, my name is Kayla Lieblich. I'm a realtor in the Northern Colorado. It appears your home recently came off the market. I was just curious how in the heck your home didn't sell. Please call me about this, as I have a strategy to get your home in front of new people and get it sold for top dollar. And then it's got my contact information. Super easy peasy, nothing crazy, guys. And when I set these up, the other thing that's super important is that these people are getting 4 cards from me, and all I'm doing is spending maybe 2 minutes on each person. Okay, maybe 5 if you include all the research. 5 minutes on each expired to get this system processed. So I can send out, you know, 6 to 10 expireds in an hour. And you get a lot faster at it as you go. And we don't really even have that many each day anyways. But regardless, they're still a gold mine and we need to be reaching out to them, right? So that's the first card. This is the back. I've changed it up a little bit to match my new business name. But you've got all of your compliance, you've got your disclosures, you've got the greatest compliment, you've got your face, which is super important. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't put my face on things. This is how they recognize you. They recognize your name, your face, your brand. Build it. Use the custom backs to build your brand. And so that's on the back of every single card that they receive. Here's card number 2. You know, my name's Kayla Lieblich. I'm a realtor here in Northern Colorado. I'm sure by now you've gotten a card or 2 from me and maybe even a call. As you can see, I'm eager to help you achieve the goal of selling your house. You need an agent who's focused on you and what you need. Now, notice how I'm focusing on them, and they're just sitting there like, if you can imagine struggling to sell your house, you're like, yeah, that's exactly what I want, right? This focus is what has made me one of the top 10 agents in my office and highly recommended by my clients. Here's card 2 interior. I don't know how these got mixed up. They did. Here's card 2. And what you'll notice is that this looks like a handwritten font. I uploaded my handwriting to send out cards and they turned it into a font for me. It's a service that they offer. It's amazing. And trust me, it personalizes it on a whole different level. It's amazing. So here's my handwriting as a font. Same thing. I talk about a program that I offer called Brave Homes. If you're going to borrow my Brave Homes program, please come up with a different name. That's all I ask, but I definitely think we should love on our first responders. When life hands you lemons, that's what this card was supposed to go to. You turn them into lemonade for your next open house. I like open houses, so I host them fairly often. If at first you don't succeed, there's card 4, call me. And so I make it prominent that my information is there. Let them know that I'm here and that I'm still interested in helping them. And those are the cards. Like, it's really a simple system. It's $4. Gary, or 4 cards. Gary, it's what, $2.25 for a campaign card now?
That's correct.
Yeah, that's nothing, guys.
$15 if you add some brownies in.
Yeah, and if you add some brownies, and that's the other thing is I will send those brownies to any listing that I really want. So if it's in a great area, if it's whatever, if it's $1 million home, I'll absolutely send them brownies. It just makes a major impression that people remember. I actually had a listing call me in March from a card that they got in November when I first started this. And they went, hey, we got your brownies and your card. We're looking to relist our house. Our circumstances have changed. When can you come over and sell it for us? Now? Like, how soon could you want me there? We listed it the next day. So it can definitely make a major change.
Well, here's a thought on this, Kayla, is that, it does cost a little bit more to send brownies, but
yes,
the return is so great when you have a package and a card versus just a card.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you had a return of $66 to every $1 that you've spent. So has it cost you anything? No.
No.
It's made you a lot of money.
It's been an absolute phenomenal return. I think Gary Keller says that a 4 to 1 is what we should shoot for and be the standard for what we're looking for when we're using lead gen services. 66 to 1 is what, 5, almost 5 times that, 15 times that, 15, 16 times that. So really, guys, come on. It's a no-brainer, and you just have to get out in front of people. And so one of the things that I'm actually going to start doing to add to my send out cards campaigns is I had a book written, And I'm going to be dropping off my books when I door knock with my pre-listing packages. And then they're going to be getting my cards as well. So that's going to be something that I'm going to be offering as well. But yeah, like there's so many ways. And really, like, if you don't have the money to cold call and pair that with the send out cards, go door knock. Pick your 10 homes for the week, do your campaigns, and then go door knock those houses, because the best thing you can do is just get out in front of these people, meet them, and then just rub your face in their face so they can't forget you. That's what needs to happen. Give them something tangible that they can't forget, like these cards. People are keeping these cards, which blows my mind. The other crazy thing that I noticed from this is it's a side effect that I absolutely love. So when I started sending out these cards, my median or my average price point for homes sold for me was like low 300s. And that's great. That's good for our area. It's a fast moving price point, but you have to sell a lot of homes to hit that $20 million goal that I have for this year. And so, yeah, that's like 40 homes. The difference when I started with send out cards is my price point, my average price point nearly doubled. And the reason that I think for that is people who have a little bit more money, who can really appreciate good marketing. So they see this good marketing, and that's what they're kind of basing it on. They're like, oh, she's actually really good at marketing. Maybe she'll be able to sell our house. Also, when they get the brownies, they can't say no. So it's come up in every listing appointment I've had with send out cards where they've received brownies. Thank you so much. They're delicious. And they are.
Game changer, really.
But yeah, so that was another happy side effect, is my price point literally doubled from 300 to almost 600 now. So, I mean, to each their own, but I'd certainly like to make double the money and work half as hard. So, or double the money, make the same amount of money and work half as hard, whatever.
What's the saying? It's just as easy to marry a rich man as it is to marry a poor man.
Exactly. It's all about choices. You get to choose who you work with. You get to choose who you marry. Just go for the easier solution on your business. It's so much easier to sell those. It might take a little longer, the 600,000 price point, but it's half the effort.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to do one house than two. Gary, what else do we normally cover? I'm drawing a blank.
No, you're fine. You're doing great. Just the bullet points is that Kayla has set up a campaign. Once she puts the picture on the card, that person is going to get 4 cards over a month. So it takes very little time to set up and have 4 touches. And usually by the second or third card, if Kayla hasn't reached out to them, a good percentage of them are reaching out to her. And it's just a very simple system to go after FSBOs and expireds. So Brian mentioned a book called A Revolution in Real Estate Sales by Jim McCord. So you can get this on Facebook, on Amazon for like $9 or $10. I think you can download it for $2 or $3. And Jim lays out everything on the actual cards that he uses, the words that he uses, the way that he does it a little bit differently with expireds than he does with FSBOs. So that book is a great book to use as a resource to kind of lay out your templates, and then you can tweak them a little bit and make them a little bit more what is comfortable for you. But that book revolutionized, I tell you, it's a killer combination. That book and Send Out Cards has been revolutionary for my business, for Kayla's business, for so many people that I've helped. Brian, Diane down in San Diego. I mean, there's just been hundreds of agents that I've been able to help using this system. And it's a blessing for me to be able to share this with people, because I'm adding value to people's lives and helping them to make more money. And being a distributor, or what they now call a referral partner with Send Out Cards, well, heck, it's benefited me in that way as well. But let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and talk a little bit about the new plans that Send Out Cards has. And then I want to make sure that if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let us know. You can send us a question through the chat function or the Q&A, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. All right, so let me find, here I am. Pricing. Okay, so send out cards up till a couple of months ago used to have kind of a funky plan with points and expense, and it was difficult to explain. And I mean, it was fine, it was workable. But beginning of April, they put about over the last year or two, they put about $10 million into a new system. And Kayla and I know that when they rolled out this system, it was rough. They had so many bugs in it, and it took a couple, 2-3 weeks to get everything worked out. And it's about 90-95%. There are still a few things that aren't 100% optimized, but they're working on it every day. And gosh, I sent out probably in the last week, I probably sent out 300 or 400 cards. And I do it with the, basically the enterprise package, which I'll talk about last. But there's 4 different plans that Send Out Cards offers. The first one is a basic plan. It's basic in that it's a pay-as-you-go plan. You make a card, you pay for it. You make a card, you pay for it. You're going to pay a higher price point with this plan, anywhere from $275 to $375, depending on whether you add photos or not. This is the only plan that it has like a 2-tiered price system. This is a great program for grandma to be able to send out a couple cards a month. It's nothing that I would recommend for a business professional, but it is the basic plan. The enhanced program, now this is a $17 a month. Basically, I call it a entrance fee, because the $17 a month gives you access to a lower price point. So you're paying $2.25 per card. You're getting a 15% discount on gifts. You get a unlimited relationship manager, which you get a very limited relationship manager over on the basic account. So this one here is really made much more for a professional. It includes all card types, so there's no price difference between whether you have a picture or not. You get more storage, so you have more stories to save your campaigns, to save your contacts, cards, photos, and such. And it has the ability to do multiple touch campaigns like Kayla has been using for her expireds. So this is a great program. But honestly, as a real estate professional, I think the next 2 plans are the way to go. Guys, this is such a powerful system. You don't want to be sending out a card a day or a couple cards a month. You want to be sending out 5 to 10 cards a day. And to do that, you want to go with the premium plan. So I love this plan because for $97 a month, I'm able to send unlimited single cards that include the postage. So that's what I've been doing on the enhanced plan, because that has the same feature, is that I will send a card to someone and I'll send another card to another person. I mean, it's just crazy that I'm able to spend a low monthly fee and be able to send out 50, 100, 500, 1,000 cards a month. It's freaking crazy, and I'm totally taking advantage of it. So the premium plan gives you unlimited single cards. It gives you the lower price point of $1.75 plus your 50-cent stamp. Gives you a 30% discount on your gifts. There's no price difference. It's just all cards are included. Now, one thing to be aware of, we've got 5 different cards. And I've never talked about this before, and I've never really talked about the postage, but let's talk about it for a little bit. We have 5 different cards that you can send out through Send Out Cards. You can send out a basic postcard. You can send out a 5x7 postcard that's inside an envelope. We call that a flat card. We can send out a 2-panel card, and we can send out a 3-panel card. So here's the example of a 2-panel card, just very straightforward. You can also send out a 3-panel card. I love this to send out to homeowners around my listings in the neighborhood, and I get them to go to work for me and ask them, who do you know? It could be a friend, a relative, a coworker that would like to move into this neighborhood. And this has worked very, very well for me. So we can send a postcard, a flat card, which is basically a 5x7 card in an envelope, a 2-panel card, a 3-panel card. We can even send an 8x10 card. Those are the 5 different choices. But guys, here's the thing with this unlimited single cards. If I wanted to send 100 cards to Australia, it's the same price. No matter where you send the card in the world, postage is included. It's crazy. So I think it's just a fantastic plan. The premium plan is definitely what I would recommend for realtors. Now, this is the plan that I have. It's the enterprise program. It gives you all the features of the premium plan. It gives you the unlimited single card sends, including postage. It gives you a 30% discount, includes all cards, all different types of cards. But the enterprise plan also gives you 100 group send cards per month. So if I had a listing and I wanted to send it out to 100 neighbors, I could create one card, grab 100 neighbors list from my title rep, upload it into the system, hit send. That would be a group send because I'm sending one card to 2 or more people immediately, and that is included in the enterprise program. Now, the caveat is on the group sends, you will pay for postage. So if I did send off 100 of these cards, it would cost me $50 in postage, 50 cents a card times 100 cards. But guys, this is great for farms. This is great for personal use, for sending off invitations, or, there's just so many different ways that you can use it. So that's the plan that I would recommend, either the enterprise program or the premium program for realtors. And just get on Facebook and figure out ways to love on your network. Birthdays, holidays, home anniversaries. Go ahead.
So Gary, I'll jump in a little bit, and just to tell you guys what system I use the 147, the Enterprise 147 a month. And here are some of the ways that I use it, just so that you guys can get an idea of how versatile this is. Like I said, I send the 5 cards a day that are free. And then I do the letter thing for my Sphere. I process my expireds for the morning. I'm going to start processing FSBOs again because we're starting to see more of them in our area, especially higher end, which is just so weird. So process my expireds and FSBOs. And then another way that you can use this is to work on your relationships with other people in your business. So when someone does a great job for some of my clients, if it's an inspector or someone, I'm going to send them a card. When someone submits an offer on my listing, if it gets accepted, I send them a card and some brownies because I want to butter them up for when we're working together. I want them to think I'm a good person. I want them to want to work with me and be flexible on a lot of these things. And trust me, that freaking works. It's amazing. If they send me an offer and it doesn't get accepted, I send them a card that says, thank you so much for your time. Just showing some appreciation to our agents. I also, and so that builds your relationships in your office, in your industry, and makes it so much easier for people to want to work with you. Because we all, anyways, another way that I use it is open houses. So when I host an open house, I go through and I will stalk everyone and pull their addresses from public records if I can, if they didn't give them to me. I'll send them a thank you and brownies for attending my open house. And I'll put them on a drip campaign for the next 6 months of cards, not emails, cards. People get cards from me. They don't get a drip campaign of emails. The 100 cards a month that we get for free through send out cards, those are going to be for my farm. So they always say, a lot of greats will say that you should always farm the neighborhood that you live in. And so those go out to my neighborhood. They go out as just listeds, just solds, open house invitations. There are so many different ways to use this. If you go to a conference and you meet a bunch of agents and you want to stay in touch and they're out of state, building a referral network for agents coming in. Every time that I go to family reunion, I put in every agent that I meet, and then I restart that campaign for family reunion. And it's a year's worth of cards. I think it's like 9 cards, just saying, hey, thank you, so great to meet you. Just a reminder, we met at family reunion. I work in this area. Please give me a call if you need anyone in this area. And I just started doing that in February, so maybe we're not quite, exactly where I want to be yet. The referrals aren't coming in, but I can tell you my referrals have gone up, especially just based on people that I'm meeting and the way that I'm working them. So you can send cards to pretty much anyone. The other thing, Mary, you asked a question about the actual system for, like, how do I keep in touch with these people? So the system is day one, you find out, you pull your list of expireds from the MLS. I use Vulcan 7 for cold calling, so I'll pull them off of Vulcan 7. I find out who my expireds are, and I load them in, and I process the card campaign, the 4-card campaign to them. That's the most important thing. Then I start cold calling. And so in that afternoon, I will cold call them, and then the goal is to call them until they answer, or, you know, they set an appointment with you until you talk to them. Yeah, people get a lot of phone calls sometimes. So what? Show them that you're different. They're not getting calls and cards from 99% of people. Be the person who shows them gratitude and that you want to help. Don't be the person who calls them relentlessly and never shows them anything for that. Be the person who calls and sends a card and sends a thank you card for talking to them, whatever. Like, come up with good reasons to send them thank you cards. And then if you still can't get them on the phone within a week, door knock, leave your listing packet, leave some information about you, leave something, because then they're gonna show that you've door knocked. So even if they don't answer, leave something. Even if it's just a business card, leave something. That's what Cody Gibson says, and I absolutely adore the guy. He's just so fantastic. Door knock and leave something. So make it one day where you, instead of going out and hosting an open house or doing whatever, make sure that that one day you spend 4 hours and you just drive around and door knock expireds for the week. It's not something you have to do every single day. Yeah, it can really be simple. And I think what we do is we make it so complicated in our heads. Like, oh, well, I have to do this, this, and this. No, all I have to do is process them through the send out card system, make sure that they're getting touches from me, call them until they answer, and don't put stipulations on it. Just call them until you talk to them. If they haven't answered yet, or you haven't been able to set an appointment, even if they have answered, go door knock them. It's that simple. Like, it sounds, and to be completely honest, I don't have time to do this every single day, our schedules change fairly often. So the one thing that I'm 100% consistent with is the send out cards, because you have to be. Like, nothing really works if you're not consistent with it. And that's the one big takeaway. When I started this in November, the goal was, I'm gonna have to plug in my laptop. The goal was 30 days. Around day 21 is when I started seeing, I'm gonna just grab my charger, is when I started seeing the results. And so it doesn't happen day one. They have to receive a card or two. They have to talk to you, or they have to see your face a time or two. It doesn't have to be crazy. Don't overthink it. Just keep it as simple as you possibly can, and you'll find success. Like, that's the best way for me to put it.
Well, you've put it very well, and your results are showing that it's bearing a lot of fruit. 66.1 rate of return. Gosh, you've spent $5,000 on send out cards, if that, and you've brought in $130,000, $150,000 in commissions that you've either closed on or that's in the pipeline. That's pretty dang impressive. All right, well, let me go ahead, and I'm going to share a little bit more about a couple different options with send out cards. So if you scroll down, you can see that we've got a package here that's called the First Impressions Kit. So this is an add-on to your subscription. It's $99 one-time charge. It allows you to get a campaign called the First Impression Kit. These cards that are in a satin white or satin black. There's a great to meet you card, a thank you for your business card, and let's celebrate new possibilities card. And the only thing you want to do is maybe put your brand on the back of the card. You can change the words if you want to. This is a thicker card stock. It's a little bit more of an upscale feel. So you can have that for a $99 amount. Over on this side, you'll see the Essentials Pack, which is basically the First Impressions cards with the handwriting. And you'll see it's the same price. It's $99. So don't buy the First Impressions Kit. Buy the Essentials Pack and get the handwriting. Or just buy the handwriting. So this is what Kayla had mentioned. There's a form that you download that you put your ABCs, your 1, 2, 3s, your different punctuation. You send that into the home office, and a week or 10 days later, you'll notice in your fonts that you've got one that says personal. and that is your handwriting. And then at the bottom of that form, there's 4 different boxes, and that's where you can put in your different types of signatures and such. So it's just a great way to be able to personalize your cards. And then we've got some campaigns that we can look at that, let's see if I can take a look at them. So we have a campaign for realtors. We have a 3-touch campaign and a 5-touch campaign for realtors. Again, this is something that, a lot of realtors are very busy. They don't have the time to be able to spend to, create these cards. But you can have a 3-touch campaign or a 5-touch campaign. And you can see here on the 5-touch that it gives you a congratulations on your new home. Let's see here, home sweet home. It looks like it's going to give me a little bit of grief. It has a holiday card. So these are campaigns that are ready to go. For the most part, you can just add your brand to it. Lastly, the thing I want to mention is you can be a referral partner with Send Out Cards. And being a referral partner means that you can monetize Send Out Cards. Guys, this is a no-brainer. Both Kayla and I are referral partners with Send Out Cards. We spend a few hours a week sharing this with other realtors. When we go to CE classes, we share this. And you end up, at a very minimum, you can subsidize your Send Out Cards account. Guys, if you've got a $99 a month account and you sign up 5 people at $99 a month, we make a 20% commission. You're going to get a $99 check that month, and your cost is basically zero. So if you continue to share Send Out Cards, you can grow a very nice residual income it's mailbox money. It pays you month after month after month. So I'm 60 years old, and due to me having too many nice cars and the recession, I have zero money set aside for retirement. So I knew that I needed to be creative in how I was going to retire. Now, I may never retire, but if I want to retire, I at least want the option to do that. And Send Out Cards is growing me a residual income so that month after month, I can retire with comfort and dignity. So it's a great way to subsidize your Send Out Cards costs. And if you're really diligent with it and share this all the time, invite people to this webinar. If you bring 10 people, 10 realtors to this webinar, you're probably going to sign up 30 to 50% of them. And it's just a great way to make an additional income. So are there any other questions? I don't see any other questions in the queue. Anything else, Kayla, that you want to mention?
I think that's pretty much it. I mean, just make sure that you make the most of it. I mean, I became a referral partner because I believe in the system and I use it. Gary and I are here to help you build it. We're here to help you answer your questions, help you build your business with it, and help you with real estate as well. So make sure that you join anything that you like. Join our Facebook page. Join us in anything that you can. We're just here to help, and so that's what we're here for. You're welcome, Mary. We're so glad that you're still on.
Yeah, so just the last point that Kayla talked about, we're here to help you. And if you do decide to be a referral partner, guys, what will end up happening is let us do the heavy lifting. Let's Kayla and I will, talk to your person that you have at least mentioned Send Out Cards to if they have interest. We'll get them on a instant message group in Facebook or a 3-way call, or you can bring them onto this webinar. Let us do the heavy lifting. And once you've got 3 or 4 or 5 people in your team, so to speak, then you know what to do, and you can run with it on your own. But I'll leave it at that. So Kayla, thank you so much for your gracing us with your presence today and sharing your great stories. And I'm glad that you're feeling better, and I look forward to chatting with you soon.
All right. Have a good day, guys.
Take care, Caleb.
You too.
Bye, Mary.